All right, Shalawam Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and YAHAWASHI, YAHAWAH Kodash, to elect out there, doing this work of faith and labor of love with true sincerity. All right, I just wanted to, to go through these verses in Joel, the second chapter, verses 1 through 11, and, just to show forth, that the things that the Bible spoke of of old times, does relate unto now, because so many times we hear from, the average person in the world that, you know, yeah, they were talking about the end of the world since such and such and such and such time. They were talking about the end of the world. Who believed that? You know what I'm saying? And that's why the scriptures say this, because so many people in this world don't believe that the scriptures apply into their current lives, but it does, and we know that to be for a fact, all right? So this is the book of Romans 15:4, and it says, Salakia. And it says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope." Okay, so this is the thing with Jake. They don't recognize that the things that were written aforetime are for our learnings of today. So all of the men of the Lord, the prophets of old, that the Lord sanctified, to scribe different letters and chapters and books, so on and so forth, of those times were for today. And they very well do apply. But the people don't know how to decode these mysteries, you know? And it says what? That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. And that's what Jake don't have. Jake don't have patience, man. And they don't truly seek the scriptures as comfort because they're too busy trying to seek the money of this world as their comfort, which is a false sense of comfort, because money comes and goes, you know. And Jake is just so damn hard-headed, they don't know what it is to be patient, man. you know. But I just want to go through this, these verses, to get into, you know, the nukes and and everything like that. All right. So it's Joel 2:1, and it says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is not at hand." And this applies very well, much unto this day, you know, and this is why we're supposed to keep sounding the alarm first and foremost, which is the spiritual alarm, of us trying to wake up our people and to notify them of the things that's happening. And we see, everything that's happening right now as far as the technology and how, you know, this dollar system of today is definitely about to be done away with very soon. We see how this cryptocurrency is moving into the space of taking over currencies, and different stuff like that. And we constantly seeing the technology of the mark of the beast being enhanced and pushed out there further into the public. So we know that, the time coming for this is at hand, for now is our salvation, what nearer than we believe. Okay. So it says, verse 2, it says, "A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains." Okay, so what? Slakia. "A great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations." So the day of the Lord is going to be dark and gloomy. And it said what? As the morning spread upon the mountains. Because where in the morning time, how the sun starts to shine, over the mountains and different things like that. That's how the gross darkness is going to be covering the face of the earth, when the Lord comes. And it's going to primarily be, by the chariots and also of the nuclear destruction. Because like if brothers remember, like when you watch the movie 300, and when the dude said what, that our arrows will blot out the sun. And when they came, to attack the 300, and they were shooting them arrows. That's exactly what happened. A gross darkness covered that whole entire region in which they was at by those arrows. But now those arrows, okay, represents the ICBM nuclear missiles, and they're going to block out the sun. If you have people shooting thousands of tiny bow and arrows that can actually, and they're shooting so many that is blocking out the sun, what do people think that a nuclear bomb is going to do? It's going to be completely dark, man. Completely dark, dark to the point where it's going to seem like all the lights is cut out just everywhere, like all the street lights, and none of it is having no type of effect. That's how dark, the gross, that's how gross darkness is going to be when it's spread upon over America, because we know that all America is going to be destroyed. Okay, and it said, a great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Because this is going to be the last time, that violence of this sort is going to be upon the face of the earth. And we know that from a reference in the book of Isaiah. Okay. This is Isaiah. Yes, is it right? Yeah, Isaiah 2:1, and it says, the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Jerusalem, Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So this is the last time you're going to see wars with this third world war. This is the last time you're going to see a great war of this magnitude to happen upon the face of the earth. Because in the kingdom is going to be no need for it, because we're going to be ruling forever, even forever and ever. And that dominion is not going to be taken away from us as Israelites, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. Okay? It's lucky. So, going into it, verse 3, it says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape of them. So the way that everything is now, everything seems so plentiful and plenteous, and according to Esau standards. But it said, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, nothing shall escape of it, because that's what is ultimately going to leave America as, and different parts of the world as a wilderness. Okay, and we go to Isaiah 13, to give reference to that. Okay, all right, and it says, matter of fact, yeah, I start up at verse 17. It says, Isaiah 13:17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And in this current time, the Medes in the scripture represents the Russians, because that's the land that the Medes occupied. All right. So verse 18, it says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahawah overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian prince sit there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. Okay, so what when a place is left a desert, what do you usually have there? You usually have wild creatures and wild birds. Like you're talking about the owls and the satyrs and the wild beasts and different stuff like that. So this is what America is going to be left to, man. Ultimately, okay. Um, damn. Slack it. Go back to Joel. Was that Joel 2 and 4? Because also too, because what America's going to be utterly destroyed. And that's also why the scripture said everything that it said. Because this is also when America's going to be destroyed. That's going to sanctify pretty much a new holy day. For us as Israelites to celebrate. Just as we celebrate the Passover now. And which is a remembrance of the Lord delivering us from ancient Egypt. Now, we're going to celebrate the Lord delivering us from the land of the North, America, modern day Egypt, okay? So verse 4 says, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap. And the mountains represents, the different lands, the different land masses across the world, and the nations that's going to have these nuclear capabilities. And it says, shall they leap like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array, because them nukes, they're going to be on a course, a target course for whatever country they sent it over here, to bust on America pretty much, And if you're a warrior, you set on a course, you're going to do what you accomplish, what you are set out to do. You want to accomplish your mission. So this is what the nukes are going to do. They're going to, and it said, and the key thing here is, is that like on the top of mountains shall they leap, and making a flame of fire and devour the stubble, So it's letting you know clearly that they're going to be coming. It's not literally going to be leaping, but the format of how, Joel saw this vision from the Lord, that's how it was, It's like something leaping from a mountain and, the fire devouring before it and everything being torn up, as it, set forth upon the ground, Verse 6, it says, before their face the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness, because they're going to be in utter distraughtness because of all the chaos and things that's going on, The average person isn't used to bombs going off or this going off or different things like that. So everybody is going to be in panic and shock and, they're just going to be in a messed up spirit, man, They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And it's about climbing a wall because, in ancient times, great civilizations, they had up those boundaries. But now here in America, in which, is known as the land of unwalled villages, because in this modern days, now we don't have up those walls like ancient times to protect the city, so on and so forth. You could just go from city to city, So that's when it's talking about, it's climbing a wall like men of war, somebody going into the various cities, And they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. And they're not going to break their ranks because I said, they're going to have those nukes set on a straight target course, to hit a certain point. Just how they do, with submarines and different things now that they can shoot, targets and different things like that. They have them set on a straightforward course that they're not going to break their position of where they're supposed to go, Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief, because all of this nuclear destruction and how it's going to happen is going to hit people like a thief in the night. Even though the times are going to constantly get more serious, people are still not going to expect things to hit to the magnitude that they are. You know, but we expect them because we're in the spirit and we know what's going on. We know what the signs and the times and things is, you know. Verse 10, it says, the earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong, that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide in it? Because it's the Lord that these nukes are a part of the Lord's army, for they're his weapons of indignation, in which he created, you know, to destroy this place, that he allowed Esau to create for them to utterly destroy themselves, you know. Oh, slacking. Yeah, but yeah, slacking. It's cold messing me up out here. I'm slacking. Yeah, Isaiah 54 and 16, it says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. So this is what the Lord created, man. These are the Lord's creations, you know, him putting, you know, the spirit on these devils to create these nuclear weapons for them to utterly destroy themselves. And only the Lord could have done such a thing. People give too much credit to man and his technology, and, you know, crediting more so the creature than the creator, you know. So, you know, that was pretty much it for this segment. You know, I just want to get into that and explain, you know, the nukes and stuff like that, and to show people that they are definitely here within the scriptures, and that everything, you know, within, you know, this holy word applies unto us now, you know. But it's too bad that, you know, people are going to find out when it's too late, you know. But you know, with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to elect out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalawam.